He was immersed in cutting-edge metal research at Waseda University. In his final year, he dropped out, chasing a craft that turns wood, not metal. Workshop after workshop turned him away. Even the one master who'd eventually take him in said no at first. So Sakai offered to work for free and kept coming back until he said yes.
工場見学したいというふうに聞いたんで、どうぞどうぞ。最初から給食ですって言ったら、私は多分電話でもう断ってたましたね。
ここしかないと思ってたんで、最初は給料いらないんでぐらいの気持ちで行って、じゃあやってみるかちょっと勝ったかなっていう。
No iron nails. No shortcuts. Just this. Kamo City, Niigata Prefecture, a production center for Paulownia chests with a history of over 200 years. Here is a young man trying to pass down the tradition of Paulownia chests to the future. Kamo Paulownia chest craftsman Hiroyuki Sakai. Fascinated by the warmth of wood, Sakai went as far as dropping out of university to aim to be a master Paulownia chest craftsman. And here, at Shigeno Tansu shop, he spends his days in training. In the workshop, there are two craftsmen, Sakai and the traditional craftsman, Mr. Tetsuo Tsuboya. They send various products out into the world.
今回はこういういかにもキリタンスっていう感じのキリタンスです。
The production of a Paulownia chest is calculated entirely using only a front view blueprint. Once the Paulownia trees are felled, they are processed into boards and naturally dried for 2 years. Exposed to rain, wind, and sun, the moisture is drawn out. After being dried indoors for another year, it finally becomes material for chests. Sakai's Paulownia chest making has begun. Kidori, or wood cutting. He cuts the boards while taking the wood grain into consideration. He seems to be cutting casually, but he cuts without waste while carefully watching the grain. Then, the Paulownia wood is scorched with fire to correct it. It is said that long years of drying can cause warping and twisting. The Paulownia wood, now showing a beautiful grain after being planed, has adhesive applied to it and is clamped with a tool called a hatagahne to join them into a single board. He removed the clamp and showed us the board after its surface was planed. Unless you look at the edges, it doesn't look like it's been joined together at all. This is a skill unique to craftsmen, ensuring the grain looks beautiful when it becomes a finished product. Also, by joining the pieces together, they are less likely to crack or warp over time. Furthermore, there are two types of wood grain. The irregular curved pattern is itame, or flat grain. The parallel striped pattern is mahsame, or straight grain. This straight grain is heavily used on the front of Paulownia chests. The process of aligning this straight grain is called mahsayose. This is performed only by Mr. Tsuboya, who is a traditional craftsman. Depending on the growth speed of the Paulownia, the straight grain can bend or its width can change.
若いうちは割と目が粗いんですよ。だんだん年取ってくるごとに年輪がだんだん詰まって目が詰んできていい材料が取れるんですね。
見た目に綺麗な材料。
そうですね。
To straighten a curved grain, he uses a plane to draw a curve along the grain. Even a curved grain can be corrected straight in the hands of a skilled craftsman. It took Mr. Tsuboya 30 years before he was entrusted with the masayose process. Sakai intently watches his senior's work, completely absorbed. When the straight grain is cut out and glued together parallelly, it looks like a single board with perfectly aligned straight grain. Sometimes, Paulownia wood with aligned straight grain is used even on the inside where it's usually not visible, and such chests fetch prices in the millions.
そのやっぱり板目は単純にスライスしていけばいいんで無駄がないんですよね。正目は放射状に割っていくんで無駄が多いんですよ。だから正目が高くなるとかっていうこともあるんですけど。
In this way, the materials for the chest were prepared. Next, these Paulownia boards will take the shape of a chest. There is a young man trying to pass down Japanese traditional culture to the future. Kamo Paulownia chest craftsman Hiroyuki Sakai. Sakai, who entered this world by dropping out in his 4th year at Waseda University.
普通に大学卒業して機械メーカーとか就職してたら思ったことあるんですけど、絶対この業界に戻ってきてるだろうなっていうのは思いますね。いずれもし違うのしてたらって考えても絶対ここに戻るんですよね。
The piece Sakai is currently making is a traditional Paulownia chest with shelves in the upper section and 6 drawers from the middle section down. Considering the wood grain, he uses a chisel to carve the grooves needed to assemble the cutout parts. The chisels he uses seem to be heavily worn.
これ祖父がピアノを作ったり木工やってたんで、引退したんでもらって使ってます。
Actually, Sakai's maternal grandfather, Hitomi, made pianos in Hamamatsu, and his paternal grandfather, Honji, was once a carpenter.
だから大学も中退して木工やるって言った時に親なんかは絶句はしてましたけど、さほど驚いてはいなかったみたいなんですよね。やっぱりそうか、そういう血筋なんだなみたいな変な納得はしてたみたいですけどね。
The grooves Sakai is carving require a precision of 0.1 millimeters. Finally, the assembly begins. Metal nails are not used in making a Paulownia chest. It is built using wooden nails of different sizes, and in parts requiring strength, interlocking joints called hozo, or tenons, are carved and fitted. First, he fits 2 shelf boards into a board that will be the side of the chest, and then fits another side board onto them.
このとこもそうなんですけど、コンマ2、1とかの差で作るんですよね。穴は3ミリで掘るんですけど、ほぞは 3.12 ぐらいちょっと深めに長めにしとくんですよ。でそこが潰れるようにして全部当てるように。
He drills holes into the sideboards and drives in the wooden nails. They are driven in at an angle to make it harder for the nails to pull out. Once all the boards are attached, he measures the diagonal length to confirm if it has been finished at perfect right angles. In this way, the section for 2 large drawers has been assembled. Next, he begins work on the top section, which requires the most strength. Then, Sakai strikes the carved tenon with a hammer.
木殺しって言ってへこませてすかせて組んでより入るじゃないですか、グッと中に。でその後に水を含ませて今度の湿気で膨らむんですよ。で隙間がなくなるように。
He fits the chest's ceiling board, which has tenons carved into it, into the pre-assembled shelf. A slight gap caused by the Kigoroshi compression is visible. Lastly, applying water causes the wood to expand, and the gap will disappear.
今回よくついた。いい感じです。正直この形のあるタンスをやるのが2本目で、これやるって決まった時からちょっと胃が痛かったですよね。
Utilizing numerous techniques, the main body of the chest was completed. The ceiling and shelf boards assembled with tenons have absolutely no gaps. Next, he begins the planing process, which dictates the airtightness of the drawers. With the main body of the chest completed, he was about to start on the drawers. The part Sakai is adjusting with his plane is the front board of the drawer. Because it is the most visible place, precious Paulownia wood with beautifully aligned front grain is used. Once the adjustments on all the front boards are done, he cuts tenons into them. However, the shape is different from the tenons used so far. This type of tenon is called an arigumi, or dovetail joint, and it is used in parts like drawers that bear a lot of force. It gets its name from the fact that the shape resembles an ant's head, or ari. Once the tenons are cut, it's time to assemble the drawers. Here too, the technique of kigoroshi is used, tapping the wood to shrink it, making it easier to fit together. He hammers the sideboards onto the front board of the drawer. The carved dovetail tenons bite firmly into place. Finally, to eliminate any gaps, he applies water to expand the wood. The bottom boards are attached to the drawers, and it's finally time for the finishing touches on the chest.
ここからが肝心ですよね、一番隙間なくシューッと収めなきゃいけないので。
He is extremely meticulous in adjusting the plane he will use for the final step. The planing process removes unnecessary parts created during assembly, while simultaneously demanding such high airtightness that the air has nowhere to escape. A single shave completely changes the finish. Sometimes he uses his whole body to push the plane. He slides the drawers in and out countless times, using the sound and feel to judge exactly how much more planing is needed. Sakai put it in twice. Whether to plane it one more time relies solely on the craftsman's judgment. Sakai runs the plane over it once again. And the drawers that go into the shelves seem to be finished as well. Finally, he attaches the doors to the shelves. All the processes handled by Sakai are complete. After this, it will be finished once a specialized craftsman applies the coating and attaches the metal fittings. And so, all processes are complete. What kind of Paulownia chest has it become? President Shigeno's evaluation is
合格点ですね。はい。例えば80点が合格点だったら、80点以上になってると私は思います。
The Paulownia chest completed by Sakai's hands. The straight grain is beautiful, coloring its surface.
全然自分が作ったとは思えないような。
What the young man who once aimed for the cutting edge sought was the warmth of wood. However, that path may be a long, distant, and rugged one. Opening the door to tomorrow, he takes another step closer to his dream.